So, what are the idea ingredients? And I think the key moment for us was in realizing in 2023 that these idea ingredients that I listed, that they are differentiated enough that if you look for ideas where some of these things display, you could actually have better result than others. Okay. Like some of the stuff you've heard me say already. So for example, principal embeddedness. Okay. So what does that mean? So if you look at a business that has your principles embedded in it, we find that those stocks or businesses tend to outperform. So for example, one of our principles is something we call the 10 emotions. I know we keep adding it for guys that we know. It used to be 9 emotions, now it's 10 emotions because we keep finding them. So what are the 10 emotions? Vanity, greed, lust, fear, relief, addiction, nostalgia, envy, novelty, and status. So think about an airline. How many of these emotions does this business have, of these 10 emotions between the business and the customer? Almost none of them. Relief that you're getting off of it, which is why airlines suck as a business. But think about Instagram. Vanity, greed, lust, fear, relief, addiction, nostalgia, novelty, envy, status. It literally has all 10 of them, right? Which is why Instagram prints cash. Okay? So that's one of our principles, right? So can you find businesses where this shows up as well, right? So for us, and to answer your question, I forget to ask a question. CZC is that was a key moment for us, that once we had ideas that fit criteria that other people were not looking for, that it gave us a lot of conviction, right? And your stock selection criteria has to solve for portfolio management problems. So, for example, a key portfolio management problem to solve for is averaging down. You're long at 100, it goes to 80. Should you average down? Guess what? The majority of PMs destroy value averaging down. We used to, we don't anymore. Thank God. You know what? I have to be careful speaking like that because the market goddesses are listening and they hear something like that. And tomorrow they present you an example and just to teach you a lesson because you were bragging on a fucking YouTube, whapa! They bring you. So touch wood. Hopefully they don't think I'm bragging. Okay. But averaging up, should you average up, right? Does your stock selection criteria help you solve portfolio management problems? Okay. Um, the second thing is the stock selection criteria has to fit your personality type. So if you look at these idea ingredients, um, uh, some of them for example, the second one, smart people around the hoop, right? So what do I mean by that? So, well, if you look at great ideas at the board level, there's a smart guy that you're like, wow, that guy's really smart. At the management level, there's like, yeah, that guy's really smart too. Then at the guy running sales is like, fuck me, he's really smart too. Then you find a shareholder, that guy's long, that guy's really smart. Generally great idea, there's like smart people around it, right? And I don't mean just by intellectually smart guys that are like money makers, right? So I'm an extrovert, right? So it actually gives me energy to engage with smart people. If you're an introvert, find something else on that list. But I guarantee you, when you look at great ideas, you're going to see some of these things in there. Okay. So the stock selection, so really good question. But step back a second. Um, Tim Ferriss has a great question. He says, if you're trying to do anything, you should write the question, what would make me doing this well easy? What would make great stock picking easy? Right? Like if you really think about it, and you can say, okay, great investors, what made their great stock picking easy? Look at your past. These are the ideas I made money in. What would have made me getting access to more of this easy? By the way, for me, it's always boils down to the same thing, being an extrovert. What would make great stock picking easy for me is if Steve Mandel and Warren Buffett called me every time they had a great idea. I'm working on that, by the way. So for me, one of the greatest joys in the world is a smart guy calling. He's like, dude, I've got something for you. It's so good. I love that. Love, joy. Right? So, but that's the answer to your question. It's a very good one. And again, you're right that it requires experimentation, and you got to try things. That's why, like people that say, hey, the 20 punch card guys, like, oh, you only make 20 investments in your life. You're not good enough to be able to do that, okay? You have to try things out. You need more and more reps.